Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Anthony, here to give you guys a different type of video this time. I think this is going to be the first time I'm doing this type of video. It's going to be a ranking video, and this time I'm going to be ranking all 8 of the Conjuring universe films. So I recently just saw The Conjuring 3, The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. Terrible title. And now I decided to, rank all 8 of the movies. It's kind of hard to believe that there's 8 movies in this universe already. But without further ado, let's get into this ranking of the Conjuring universe films. So at number 8 is La Llorona. Like I said, I practiced a lot. Yeah, this film is weird. First of all, people don't really know that this is actually even in the Conjuring universe because it's kind of not really. It's kind of like just thrown there under the rug. It's like, yeah, it's part of the Conjuring universe, because they just loosely mention people and like characters of the Conjuring universe in this film. I mean, I guess that just automatically makes it part of the universe, but this film is not really well done at all. Now, La Llorona, the character, the monster design, everything, that is fine. I actually enjoyed that part, but just everything else surrounding the character is not good at all. I mean, you have a very famous folk story of La Llorona. A lot of people know about this thing, and you just make it, this is what we get. This is what we get. Number 7 is the first Annabelle film. Now, not a lot of people remember this film because it's not memorable at all. But it does have Annabelle. I like the design of Annabelle a lot. That gives it some points. But this movie overall, I mean, it's like set in the 60s. They could have done so much stuff in this movie, but it just like turns into one of those like generic creepy doll like movies, and it just doesn't really go anywhere. Also, there's a scene at the end of the movie where a character jumps out the window, and just everything about that scene and just the lead up to it makes me really mad. Number 6, The Nun. Now, this movie I was really anticipating when they first announced it, because I'm not really opposed to this whole Conjuring universe thing. I know when they announced it, a lot of people were like crying on Twitter, like, oh my god, why is Hollywood doing this? Listen guys, Hollywood's gonna Hollywood, okay? They're gonna continue to make Disney live action sequels, deal with it. They're gonna continue to make Warner Brother like properties and universes and Conjuring universes, all this stuff. Just deal with it. Yeah, you may not like it, but it's gonna happen. But I was really excited for The Nun, and I watched it, and I just came out and was like, man, you built up this character Valak for like 2 movies, and she's barely in the movie. But there is quite a few scenes in this movie where I legit got goosebumps, especially like the corridor scene where Valak is, where you first kind of get an interaction with Valak and like the trainee nun. Thought that was really powerful, really well done. But everything else around it, like there's some characters in here. There's a priest. Oh god, that guy is terrible. At number 5 is Annabelle Comes Home. Now, going forward off this list, I think everything else, like, I like these movies. Past The Nun, Annabelle, La Llorona, all that stuff, I don't really like, but I kind of enjoyed Annabelle's Come Home. Like, I didn't mind it that much. Was it just a whole movie of promoting, like, possible Conjuring spin-offs? Yeah, that's what it was. But I was kind of interested in some of the characters that they introduced in here, particularly the ferryman. Like, I want that movie, like, right now. I can see why people didn't like this film. It didn't really show Annabelle, even though it's called Annabelle Comes Home. She's not in the movie at all, like, barely. They show her, like, one time, and then at the end, and she doesn't really do anything. Now, at number 4 is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Like I said in my review, I didn't mind this film. I thought it was okay. Is it top tier Conjuring? No, it's not. But if you're a fan of the Conjuring films, then I think you'll enjoy this. You'll enjoy at least some aspects. Plus, we get more Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I mean, who doesn't want to see them too? At number 3 is Annabelle Creation. Now, I've seen online, particularly in Letterboxd, people don't like this film. I'm confused, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm still kind of going to be looking at you a little bit side-eye. Because to me, this is probably like the best spin-off that they've had. It is the best spin-off. The way I rank this is the best spin-off film, the most successful spin-off film that they had to date. I've seen this movie about like 10 times, 10, 15 times, and every time I still get scared, even though I know what scenes are coming up next. It's just a really good origin story of Annabelle. It kind of sucks that all of her other sequels are not really that good, but the Annabelle character itself is amazing. I mean, I actually bought my wife an actual replica of Annabelle, and every time I could see that thing like looking at me when I'm walking down the hall. At number 2 is The Conjuring 2. So that fits very nicely. But I really enjoyed this film. I love the isolated setting in this house in the UK. The houses kind of remind me of like the Harry Potter's uncle's house and everything, just like the way that it's in like a cul-de-sac. I just like the feel. They did a really good job of setting the setting in that movie. Now, it's not as scary as some of the films on this list, like Annabelle Creation, I think is a little bit scarier than this one. But again, it's just all the elements are there. You have the Warrens, you have the isolated setting, the acting, and the atmosphere. It all comes together really well. And at number 1, I think you can guess what it is. It is the first Conjuring film. I still think it's the top tier. Like, nothing can beat this film in this list. But this is the one that started it all, so I'm gonna have a little bit more bias towards it. But to me, it's almost a perfect movie. Again, another movie that I've seen over 10 times, and every time I see it, I'm still scared. I still get like shocked and surprised at some of the moments. It's just a really well-crafted film. And one last note I want to say about these things is, can we stop saying that jump scares suck? Because if anything, all 8 of these movies, no matter how you feel about them, they have shown that jump scares do not equal bad. I mean, well, some of the movies on this list, they equal bad, but a majority of the movies on this list, I gave you like 4 or 5 movies that I actually thought were pretty decent to have jump scares, and they didn't make the movie bad, at least in my opinion, of course. But guys, of course, the most important thing is, what is your listing? What are your order of the Conjuring universe films? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that stuff on the YouTubes, and remember, guys, keep watching movies.